Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in, checking out another episode here on the Underswell. My name is Derek Sabori. I'm your sustainability guide. Today's topic is sustainable fashion. As you guys know, it's one of the things that I specialize in. It's something that I'm passionate about, and it's something that I spent many years dedicating my career to. But I wrote a blog post recently, and it was for some friends over at The Tree. They have a new app. It's called, they are The Tree, T-R-I. Great resource for learning, engaging, and just sort of getting you to become a more conscious consumer. They've got this tagline that's all about voting with your dollar. And that's what all of this is about, right? When it is time to go back out and buy the products that you love, and for those of us to make the products that people want to buy, we've got to do it more consciously, right? So that takes two things. It takes the designers to consciously design and make, and it takes us as consumers being conscious and aware of what we're buying and choosing things that are done well, done properly, and done right for this new economy that is coming. I am so sure of it. We've got to stay positive and believe that this is going to end and things are going to be a lot different when we come out of this. So, that said, I hope that you are healthy and well, because I am here filming from the compound in my house, and we're getting cooped up, but I'm going to keep going and delivering you some content. So, today's conversation is about this blog post. It says, do you love the idea of sustainable fashion? Well, here's what to ask of your favorite brands. We know that in sustainability, everybody is talking about it. It's in your brands, it's in products, it's in messaging, and I've said that before, and you're seeing words like responsibility and sustainability, and I wanted to write something up that told you that whether you're a student of the topic, want to learn more, or just out looking for the best brands and to try to get an idea of who's greenwashing you and who's saying things that aren't really that true or that impressive, then I thought I'd put together a list of things to look for, all right? When it comes down to sustainability, one, you are always going to think in terms of a life cycle, and that's one of the things I did. I did a post for you to remind you to think from cradle to grave in every single stage along the way, okay? But first and foremost, I want you thinking about people, thinking about the people in the supply chain. Environmental, social, economic, we call it the triple bottom line because it's about people, planet, and then profit, right? And so it's this idea that natural resources are respected, and if humans aren't, then what's the point, right? Sustainability is nothing if people are treated unfairly, paid unfairly, and they're working in poor, crappy, unhealthy, and unsafe working conditions for the products that you wear. What you can look for things that are fair trade certified. Fair trade is a great third-party certification to make sure that factory workers are paid a premium, that they are treated well, and that they have rights and a voice, and that they are paid a premium actually that they get to manage and decide what they want to do with it. Look for brands that are fair, accredited by the Fair Labor Associations, the FLA. It's an old standard that dictates how a lot of code of conducts are written, and that's the rules and regulations for how a company operates. But certain brands, Outerknown, Volcom, and others have these great accreditations throughout their entire supply chain, and so they've been accredited by the Fair Labor Association. Look for that on their website. Look for a responsible purchasing policy on their website. Do they have a commitment to purchase responsibly from factories? And just because they are running late, let's say on handing over a tech pack or placing a late order, that they're not going to push that deadline into their factories and make them work more overtime and work harder and just to meet that new deadline. If the brand is late in their decision making, then the factory should get more time as well on their end, right? Make sure your brand has a posted code of conduct. Is that rules and regulation? Is it on their website? Can you go and see what things they are committed to, how they want their workers to be treated, and is it public and transparent there for you? And do they have wage transparency? Is a brand willing to talk to you about a living wage versus a minimum wage? Maybe they haven't reached it yet, achieved it yet. It's a complicated topic because across the world it just depends on the value of currency and living conditions and living standards, etc. However, people should be paid what's called a living wage, and that is different than a minimum wage. A minimum wage is set by the government, local authorities. A living wage is calculated by what it takes just to meet your basic needs, to have a roof over your head, get your food, pay for your education for kids and daycare, and then have a little bit extra, just the essentials at least. We want to look for a living wage. Make sure that your brand is supply chain aware. Are they able to trace their supply chain all the way back to tier 4? to the raw materials and the processing, and are they nominating certain suppliers for their fibers and the processes that they're using? So, and then are they sharing all of it with you? Are they wide open and traceable in their traceability, and are they being honest and transparent with you? Look for a commitment to better fibers. I already did a piece on what fibers are used in the apparel industry and which ones to look for. Cotton, we want to look for organic cotton, certified organic cotton. We want to look for better and more preferred fibers like hemp, recycled fibers, and ideally fibers that have been upcycled or recycled in a circular manner. So when I'm done with this shirt, if we can get that and turn it in and chemically or recycle that into new threads, new fibers, which would be turned into new yarns and new fabrics, that would be ideal, right? It's not always ideal just to take some other industry's trash or waste and recycle that into our products, all right? But that's a different topic. So better fibers, make sure you're looking for better fibers. How about chemicals management? Does the brand have a commitment to chemicals? Are they astute enough, and do they have enough traceability in their supply chain that they can start talking about chemicals? And do they have a restricted substances list? Do they have a restricted substances list all throughout their manufacturing chain? That's two things. It's called an RSL and an MRSL. Look for commitments, though, to either third-party certifications like Blue Sign or standards that are achieved, or maybe Okotex 100, things to make sure that your brand is thinking about chemical safety and that they are committed to you to making sure that you are safe, but that also the workers in their supply chain, they need to be safe as well and not exposed to harmful chemicals. Is your brand engaged in the industry? Are they participating in all of the great momentum that has been happening in terms of coming together and working on assessment tools and better purchasing policies and such? So there are a couple key organizations that have a lot of momentum that are really important. Your brand should be talking about them. They should be members of them, or at least kind of following in line with what a lot of these suggestions are. Look for commitments to the Sustainable Apparel Coalition, Textile Exchange, or if they're an outdoor brand, maybe the Outdoor Industries Sustainability Working Group. Those are three that are really good. And the SAC, or that Sustainable Apparel Coalition, has what's called a HIG index. And that's my very next topic, impact assessment. Is your favorite brand measuring and assessing their footprint? Not just from the factories or the sites that they own and operate, like their headquarters, distribution center, and retail stores. That's all good. But are they measuring their footprint all the way through their supply chain, all the way back to raw materials? Do they have a good understanding of where their impacts are occurring and what they are getting better at and improving upon, and what they still need to improve upon? And what indicators are they measuring that across? Emissions, waste, water use, chemical use, air pollution, water pollution, social factors, etc. So many different things that they should be assessing and measuring, and they should be sharing with you what those, how they're doing and what their plans are for the next few years. There's the HIG index, that's in the apparel industry, but if your brand is not an apparel brand, look for maybe a B Corp assessment. They can be a certified B Corp or a benefit corp, which is a really great tool, self-assessment tool that scores you on all of your environmental, social, and governance practices. Maybe they're doing something like an environmental profit and loss and applying a dollar amount or a dollar value to their impact throughout the supply chain. That's called natural capital accounting. Do they have transparency? We talked about that. Are they aligned with maybe something like the Fashion Revolution campaign? Fashion Revolution has done this great campaign that came after the Rana Plaza disaster. If you're not familiar with that, look it up, watch the movie True Cost. But are they aligned with this idea of like, hey, tell me who made my clothes? Who are the people behind it? Who are the people that are being safe, being treated well to make the shirt that I'm wearing? And ask your brand, hey, who made my clothes? I want to know. Check out the Fashion Revolution that happens every April. Consumer use. Is your brand talking to you about what your role is? How often do you wash your goods? Do you wash them cold? Can you hang dry them? Can you wash them fewer times? Can you make that product last? Can you wear it over and over and over and over again? Products are not disposable. Fashion goods, apparel goods should be durable, full of quality, have a long life, and you should wear them well and wear them over and over and over again. Are they talking about circularity? This is that idea to get away from that linear business model, that take, make, use, and dispose, and get more into this circular economy where they're taking the goods that are already in the marketplace, recycling those back in as raw materials, and take all those embedded resources that are there, putting those back into work instead of continuing to extract and pull from different places and having that environmental impact that is so detrimental to us as a society. Climate. Are they talking about climate change, the climate crisis, which almost seems like years ago based on what we are dealing with right now? But trust me, that is still one of our biggest issues as for humanity, and we've got to address that. Your brands have to be addressing it. Are they tapping into renewable energy sources? Are they tapping into renewable fibers? And are they, doing everything they can in their supply chain, from transportation to better fibers to different chemicals to different processes? Every single tier has an opportunity to lower our emissions, and we have to be doing it. And that includes you as a consumer, based on how you buy, how you use, how you wash, etc. And of course, there's more to consider. If you want, keep checking back here for different classes and different courses. And this is what I do, is I want to share all that I know with you to help you understand sustainability better. But check out some of these. I put in that blog post, I put some great examples of brands like Patagonia doing their fair trade commitment, Volcom with their farm to yarn program, Adidas with their Futurecraft commitment for circularity, Levi's and their waterless campaign and their partnership with Evernew, using circularity and old post-consumer goods as part of their fibers to make new goods. Cosm, the brand that I run, we have an open book business model, full transparency to let you know exactly who made it, where it was made, how much it cost. Stella McCartney committing to deforestation-free fibers. REI with their Higg index expectation of all the brands that they're working with. And the brand Picture Organic with their PFC-free commitment. Good chemical commitment to make sure that we are eliminating some of those dangerous chemicals in our supply chain. So there is definitely no easy or quick fix. Sustainability does not have a silver bullet, especially when it comes to fashion and brands. But those are the things that you can start asking of your favorite brands, giving them pressure, telling them that you care, and letting them know that you know more than maybe they think you do. Understand sustainability better so that you can make better purchasing decisions and put pressure on your brand so that they can help change the world. Be safe. See you out there. See you on the next one.